Fly Free Sports. We back with a Final Four edition, man. Glad
Yeah,
to
man.
be here, man. Ben with me. What's up, Ben?
I'm good, man. How's it going?
Everything is great, man. Everything is great. Can't complain
Cool.
one bit, man. I'm off work till Monday, so
Nice.
that's always good, you know.
Yeah. I know that's right.
Yeah, man. So last time we were here, we
hmm
were doing covering the tournament a little bit, college tournament.
hmm
Um And since then, I know, it was the Sweet 16. It was that night actually. When we
hmm
recorded, it was going to the Sweet 16, and we were saying all number one seeds were still alive.
Yep.
And no sooner than we said it, two of them went down immediately,
Yep.
one day after
Yep.
the next. North
Yep.
Carolina
Another.
first, and Houston the next day.
Yep. Yeah.
Even
Another
though,
one bites the dust, man. But
yeah, even though Houston, that kind of was, you could put an asterisk, I would say, next to it, because Jamal Shed went down early in the first half, and that's their
hmm
engine, their best player. So I mean, I give my credit to Duke, but Houston, that's their engine, like I said. So
right. Yeah.
they couldn't get it done after that. So that's not Duke's fault.
Yeah. I don't even think I still think NC State was on such a heater in that tournament. I think they would have made it to and they would have made it through that region regardless, in my opinion.
You think so?
They're on a heater, man. Like just the wave of momentum that they're riding is so improbable, and it's
It's fun.
ironic that it's NC State because again, the spirit of Jim Valvano, right?
Hmm.
Exactly the same thing they did in what was that 85 80 what year was that they won everything?
83,
It
I
was
think, right? I
yeah,
think it was
83.
83.
Yeah, so it's like, Jimmy V has been somehow resurrected for this run. I don't know how they did it.
It's fun, man. Like I said last week, man, it's always fun to watch these Cinderella teams, man. Especially a team like NC State that wasn't even supposed to qualify for the tournament unless they ran the table in the ACC tournament. So that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great story, and it's not gonna end the way they want it to though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that in itself, the they're playing Purdue.
Mhm.
And I'm very interested to see DJ Burns against Zach Edey. How he deals with the length of Zach Edey. Pause. I'm really, really curious to see how that matchup plays out. Now, Purdue has shooters all over the floor. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation. Have been a juggernaut all year.
Mhm.
Um, so this is definitely hands down North Carolina State's biggest challenge of the tournament and all tournament, like ACC tournament or this tournament. So
Mhm.
I'm interested to
Yeah.
see how they defend Edie. All coming off 40 and 16. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think with Purdue, it's it's really about not letting the moment get too big for you. Like it's because they hold all the pressure, right? They're the number one seed. They were pretty easy time in their region for the most part. So they're supposed to win. So
Hmm.
they're gonna be holding all of the pressure on their side. And NC State, they're playing with house money, right? They have been for 4 games now.
Shit, for
So
10 games, damn near.
that's true. The ACC tournament, right? So I mean, so at this point, it's there's no reason why they need to change anything that they're doing from an overall game approach standpoint, right?
Right.
They just keep on winning. So it'll be interesting to see. I definitely think it will be closely contested early. But I think Purdue just pulls away late. I think they solve that Edie riddle that you were talking about.
Hmm.
And I think they pull away late in that game, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close at halftime. It's gonna be a tie score, a very close score at halftime.
Yeah. I kind of get the same. I kind of get the same feeling about the game.
Mhm.
I think it'll be close for a while. I think even, you know, let's just say about 10 minutes into the second half, about half of the second half, I think it'll still be like a five-ish, 6 point game.
Mhm.
And then I think Purdue will pull away a little bit late and win by like 13, 14 points.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you definitely can't count NC State out, man. I mean, they've shown that they can rise to the occasion every single time. Even in that
Yeah.
Duke game, they were down. It was just like you just felt like they were gonna make a run at some point, and they give you that
Mhm.
feeling. I don't know what it is, but it's crazy to watch, man. So I do think Purdue will get the job done, and I'm kind of hoping they get the job done. As fun as the NC State story has been, I do want to see Purdue get it done because, like I said last week, I want to see UConn, who I'm obviously picking in the other game. I want to
Right.
see UConn challenged by a team, and I want to see that Klingon and Edie matchup. I think that's going to be box office. So
Mhm.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, you already kind of gave your pick on the other game. I'm obviously going with UConn also. Um, when this whole thing started, I kind of was circling UConn and Purdue as like, okay, these are two freight trains that are headed towards each other, right?
Right.
And we're one game away from seeing that collision go down. And to me, that's like you said, that's gonna be a box office showdown, like that game. It's gonna be intense.
Mhm.
Can't count your chickens before they hatch. They're still, they've got their respective opponents they
Right.
need to get past. I don't really see Alabama giving UConn any problems at all. No one has been able to come close to giving UConn serious problems in the tournament so far. I don't think Alabama changes that story at all.
Yeah, I mean, I respect Alabama because like I said, I think I brought it up last week. They're another one of those teams that when they get hot from three, they are dangerous. I think they're
Mhm.
like the highest. They have like the highest average of points per game at home this year on their home floor, just because they
Mhm.
shoot the three ball so well.
Yeah.
The kid Sears, he's a tough dude to stop, man. He's a gamer, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
we this is not a walk in the park. Talent wise, of course,
Yeah.
we have the edge, scheme wise and all that, but this is not a team you can sleep on by any means. So I don't want to overlook them, even though it's kind of
Right.
like we've been winning all these games by double digits. So I have no reason to not overlook a team, but just for it's the final four. All bets are off in the final four. So you got to
Yeah.
show up. We still got to show up.
What this is what we know is true. If UConn loses this game, it's because the players just had a bad night.
Mhm.
There's no out coaching Dan Hurley.
Mm-mm.
That's not gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
There is a 0% chance that UConn gets out on that floor and they haven't been fully prepared by their coaching staff. We
Right.
know that they'll be ready for the game. So y'all got to hold on y'all end of the bargain. 'Cause
Yeah.
you got, arguably the best coach in college basketball right now. You got to go out and do it. He's going to give you the game plan. You got to go
Right.
do it now.
And I think the amazing thing about our team this year, we haven't shot the ball well at all in the NCAA tournament. I don't think people realize that. Like from three, we have not shot the ball well at all. It's
Mhm.
just been getting defensive stops and
Yeah.
capitalizing on the other end of offensive rebounds and getting, decent looks from mid range. But we haven't shot the deep ball well at all. Like maybe this would be the game we get going, but it hasn't seemed to matter up to this point. So,
Yeah.
we'll
Well, I
see.
mean, when you can play defense, shooting isn't as important, right?
Yeah,
So,
our defense is just top notch. And like you
yeah.
said, Danny Hurley, he's gonna have it no other way, man. It's just
Right. Yeah. You're going to play defense or you're going to walk home. That's
that's
that's just how it
yeah.
is.
It's the same way Jim Calhoun used to be with the
Mhm.
Huskies, man. It's like you better put
Yep.
you coming to UConn, you playing defense. Like
Right. Right.
it's just what we do. But
Yep.
who you got in the championship game?
So, I think it's UConn. Um, Again, I think it's going to be. I think UConn Purdue is like one of those like instant classics. I think it's going to be a tremendous game, but I just think UConn has too much in the end. Defense still wins championships. That's been true since the beginning of sports,
Hmm.
and they're the better defensive team. Nobody's going to outcoach Dan Hurley, so I got UConn.
Yeah. It's like I said before, the Clingy and Edie matchup is gonna be crazy. Two guys that's well over 7 feet, man. I don't know. I don't know how that particular
Mhm.
matchup will go, but I do know that we have more weapons and more people to get it done. Alex
Yeah.
Caravan, my boy Stephon Castle, Tristan Newton is a dog. Like I said, Tristan Newton,
Mhm.
like he's one of the top players in the country. So
Yeah,
we
the
just
thing
have
about
too many
college
weapons.
basketball, when it comes to big men, the one thing that big men have to watch out for is foul trouble. That's the one
Mhm.
thing that can neutralize a big man on the court. So, whichever big man is most successful staying out of foul trouble, that's the one whose team is probably going to win, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. And like on another note, those two are kind of fighting for like draft positioning too. I think both
mhm,
will probably be coming out.
yeah,
So I'm interested to see which one of them will go first in the draft.
for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That's something else to keep an eye on. But yeah,
Mhm,
I guess we both got UConn winning the championship on that
yep.
side.
Mhm,
And on the other side, which is the first time in history, two teams, two schools have men's and women's teams in the Final Four, UConn and NC State. So NC State and South Carolina on one side of the bracket. And then you got obviously Iowa and UConn in the marquee matchup
mhm,
following that game.
yep.
This is crazy because I was thinking about it. South Carolina has to be the most disrespected undefeated team I've ever seen in my life. They've literally
Yeah,
run through the whole season undefeated, the whole
mhm.
postseason, and nobody cares.
They beaten LSU like 29 times.
Right.
Like, what I mean, come on, man.
And it's like nobody cares about that side of the bracket. This is the most
Right.
crazy thing I've ever seen. Like they're gonna literally go into the championship game undefeated and nobody cares.
Yeah,
Um
they've not been getting the press that they deserve. When you think about that, they're an undefeated team, but all of the press goes
yep,
to Caitlin and Angel.
yep.
Like what nobody's talking about, like I mean, I don't even know what their 2-year record is, but I think they're the defending champs.
They won 42 games in a row at one point. Then they lost to Iowa, and now they've won like 36 in a row after that.
Yeah. So you're like 78-1 in your last 80 games. You're the defending champions. You're in the Final Four. You're going to destroy NC State. Your coach just won AP Coach of the Year for the second year in a row. Like, what else does South Carolina need to do to get the
They don't
media attention?
it's just it's that star player treatment, man. Like they don't have it. They don't have, the Cordoso girl is pretty good, but
Yeah.
she's not Caitlin Clark or Paige Beckers or Angel Reese. Like she doesn't bring in those type of eyeballs, man. So
Yeah.
what can you
Well,
do?
speaking of Angel, yeah, we got some discussion to have about this young
Oh,
lady.
yeah, you can lead off.
Yeah, so watching the game and then going back and watching the highlights from the game. First of all, Caitlin, she's getting better. Like she is this is how you know they should put her in a WNBA Hall of Fame now. Just go ahead and do it. Or NBA Hall of Fame. She has all of the hallmarks of a future Hall of Fame player. Like she elevates her game to different levels as the stakes get higher. As the stakes get higher, she elevates her game.
Mhm.
Um, they just could do nothing with her. She was just they had no answer for her at all. And that Kim Mulkey was practicing them into the ground.
Yeah,
She was violating like some type of labor law with the amount of practices she put them through. They had
man.
nothing.
Shout out to
It
Kim
was like,
Mulkey, man. She
yeah.
be wearing them outfits, man. I like Kim Mulkey for the outfits alone. Like I don't care what she do as a coach. I fuck with the outfits. Like
I read a post that said Kim Mulkey dresses like she's trying to sign up her athletes for like a MLM.
yo, Kim Mulkey be dressing.
Kim Mulkey's like she's like the senior pastor at a church, man. That's amazing. That's how she dresses.
Yep.
But so they had like it was like she was out there with children. Like it wasn't even like the same anything. And Angel, great, had a good game, went off,
Mhm.
all of that. But Angel could not dominate at her position the way that Caitlin did. Like
Right.
Caitlin just completely took over the whole game and was just completely unstoppable.
Yeah.
Angel was a beast in the post,
Mhm.
but she can't handle double and triple teams well. Like
No.
it's not. something that she doesn't it seems that she hasn't developed the skill set yet to be able to find the open man in the double out of the double
Right.
team. She doesn't pass out of the double team well, which I think goes to her character, right? Like
True.
she's just a she just strikes me as a selfish person. So I want to talk about the press conference, right? So
Mhm.
last year's press conference, I went back and I watched video of last year's press conference when Iowa lost. And Caitlin was obviously upset. She was talking through tears, but everything that she said was, I'm coming back next year. I want to do everything I can to leave a legacy to the state of Iowa. Like, and you could tell she wasn't just saying that for the cameras, like she
Mhm.
meant that. And she's demonstrated that, right? Like she's on a mission. Angel's press conference was all about self-victimization, right? Like I've gotten all this hate on social media. You don't think she's gotten hate publicly
I was just talking about
by
that. Yep.
WNBA players.
Man, literally legends, like
Like,
WNBA
these are
legends.
legends
Cheryl Swoops
that are
killing Caitlin Clark.
like talking shit and was quoting incorrect information saying that she
Yep.
did it in more games. Like, no, she did it in fewer games.
Mhm.
Like, bro, like what
And,
nigga,
and she got
nigga.
caught up in it. Yep. She got caught up in it and felt stupid. Yeah, I know. I remember all that. Yep.
Man, it's ridiculous. So Angel's talking about all these things that she has experienced. But Caitlin went through all those other things. And one
Mhm.
thing that she said that I feel like maybe Caitlin didn't experience as much was she said, I'm being sexualized. Now,
Mhm.
I don't follow women's basketball very closely. But when I read that, and then I later saw an article that informed me that I think it was last year, Angel was on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Like, nigga, how you gonna say or complain you being sexualized and you posing in two-piece bikinis for the world? Like,
and
come
and
on,
not
man.
only that, like I've seen like videos of her on social media where she's wearing like, you know what I'm saying, that type of clothing and being, and playing that role,
Yeah,
like playing up to that, you know what I mean? Like I've seen that on social media from her.
that's that's like to go on a press conference and say you've been sexualized. That's like opening a soul food restaurant and complaining that everybody keeps asking for fried chicken. Like, nigga, that's why we came here for the
Right,
fried chicken.
right.
What what
Yeah.
what are we doing? Like, oh, it was so infuriating because I don't know, like, that lets me know that there's something has detached in her brain, right?
Hmm.
Like there is something has happened where she we talk about this all the time about a lot of NBA players being ruined by like the AAU experience because
Hmm.
they just become bigger than everything else, right?
Right.
And there's no one in their life to really bring them down a peg. And it's obvious to me that her narcissism has risen to a level that is just unbelievable. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let you jump in on it.
Yeah, I noticed those things that you were saying as well. My problem with Angel Reese is, first of all, I think she's a very good player. I don't think like she's
Mhm,
great. You know what I mean? I think the hype kind of exceeds, her ability, but I do think she's a
mhm,
very, very good player.
mhm,
Um, I just don't like the front running. I mentioned that on social media too. Like
mhm,
I don't care if you're a man, a woman, whatever. Like if I see you as that in sports, I'm gonna call it out. Like I think people are having a hard time with people saying things about Angel Reese because she's a young woman, a young black woman.
mhm.
You know what I mean? So and I can empathize with that or whatever. You know what I mean? I can empathize with it. But at the same time, if you're gonna we all gotta play. If this is sports, we gotta play by the same set of rules. Just like she likes to say, like you could talk shit and we shouldn't be
Mhm.
able to. I agree with all that. Like I agree with that. I agree, women should be able to talk and express themselves on the court as basketball. Like we
Right.
all do that. That hoop. Everybody that hoop talks shit at one point
Mhm.
or another.
Yep.
What I didn't like, what my first thing with noticing that she was a front runner was last year in the championship.
Okay.
She literally waited till the game was out of reach before she started popping big shit, like talking reckless. Like she knew the game was over, and then proceeded to start talking reckless. And I don't know if you've seen the famous clip with Michael Jordan. He said anybody could talk shit when they're in the league. He said real man or a real basketball player talk shit when the tie score.
Right.
That's the measure of somebody, they with it. They there to play. They want to talk their shit. Like, I respect that if you start the game off like that and y'all going back and forth and this is what it is from the jump, I have no problem with it from anybody, man, woman, whoever. But when you wait till the game is out of reach and then you start talking crazy and getting in people's face and pointing at your finger, like, come on, man. Like that shit is whack to me. Like I can't respect it. I don't give a damn if it's a woman or a man. I've called LeBron out for similar things in his career. Yeah, I look at him as a front runner sometimes. So, and for those that don't know, the definition of a front runner is, when things are going well, that person is just gung-ho, all the above. But when shit goes bad, they just completely go off the rails and be disrespectful as a loser. Like there's a certain way you have to lose as well. Like there's certain things that you don't say in press conferences. You brought those things up that she did say. It just felt like a woe is me pity party. Like that's what it felt like. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like if you want to come out with this weeks later or a month later and say, I've been having this experience on social media and whatever, but to like put that as an attachment to the game and the result that just happened on the court, I ain't feeling that. Like I didn't like it. So, maybe some people may disagree, but that's just how I saw it.
I think I can't get over the sexualized comment. I got to circle back to that because I'm not going to pretend like I understand a woman's psyche or anything like that.
Right.
But if you are, first of all, if you're smart enough to get into college and you are a female and you perceive yourself to be attractive, let's take the swimsuit thing out of it, right? If you even think that you're cute as a female, sexualization is something that you should expect to happen, right? It's kind of like if you're a guy and if you're a dude and you own a pickup truck, you should expect the people going to ask you to use your truck, right?
Right.
Because you got it, they want it.
I've experienced that before too. Good analogy. Good analogy.
I've owned a pickup truck in the past. It's happened to me, right?
Yep.
And I've been on the other end of, hey man, can I use your truck? Right? It's just one of those things, right? So it's like if you are an attractive woman or you think you're an attractive woman, you should expect to be sexualized. In general, right? I mean, that the majority of people watching the games are men. These audiences watching these games, all these millions of viewers they're talking about, most of these people are men. It's a very large percentage. So that men are watching you. You perceive yourself to be cute. You have a nice physique. Of course they're going to sexualize you.
Right.
But then I found out about the whole Sports Illustrated thing, and I'm like, okay, come on, man, this is so disingenuous. Like,
it's just that whole press conference is just like ridiculous. Now I do respect Flau'jae for talking. Like when you got teammates like that speak up for you in that way, I like that type of shit. Like Flau'jae did what she was supposed to do. Like it's my sister.
She was balling. She was balling in that game.
A beast, a monster. I love Flau'jae. I like her game. I like her attitude.
Yeah,
I like everything.
She's gonna have a more successful career at the next level than Angel does.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
she's only a sophomore.
Yeah, she a beast, man. That's if I'm a team, I'm game planning around her. I'm not as worried about Angel as I am about her.
She kept them in the game.
Yeah, she was going off on them.
Both ends. I'm talking about coming over the top, blocking shots. I'm like, yeah, she ready.
She was out there. And now this is going to sound it's going to sound how it sounds, but I usually evaluate how successful I think a woman's going to be at the next level in terms of how much their mannerisms and the way they move reminds me of a man. Right. So when you look at Caitlin's like how she her shooting form, it's like you would see in the NBA, like your
Right.
good shooters in the NBA. She has that, first of all, quick release. She got that Steph level quick
Mm-hmm.
release. Like
Yep.
she gives off a shot faster than anyone I've seen that's not named Steph Curry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she just has that release. Like when you see Flau'jae play,
Yeah.
like she plays like,
She looks different than everybody else on the
yeah,
court.
she just moves like a man. Like
Yeah.
like it's a man out there. Whereas when you see Angel in the post, it looks like a woman, a
Right.
6'3" woman in the post, right?
Right.
And it's no disrespect because that's what
No,
she
no.
is.
I know
But
exactly what you're saying.
but it's like you're not able to dominate at your position. So an example, like not a great example, but Brittany Griner, even though she's not
Mm-hmm.
an elite post player, she moves like a man. Like
Right.
she has mannerisms and her approach to the game and all that footwork and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It resembles more of a man. She's just not as athletic as a big man
Right.
in the NBA, but her mannerisms are there. So that's
Yeah.
kind of my thing. But
Yeah. That's the same way like with Juju Watkins. I don't know if you watched her, but
yeah,
same thing. Like she looks
mhm,
completely different than everybody else on the basketball court.
yeah,
It's crazy. Like I'm talking about Euro stepping and just the way she gets
mhm,
in and out of moves and defenders. It's like, damn.
yeah,
Like she's definitely gonna be the best player in the nation. Like next year, like either
mhm,
next year or the year after. I know Paige will still be in college next year, so
mhm,
it'd be up between them two. But
yeah,
um, watching Juju Watkins the other night because I had watched like a lot of highlights this year of
mhm,
her, but actually watching a full game, it was like, damn, and like you could tell, like her game, like her shot wasn't on, but
mhm,
just the way she moves, like we just spoke about, is just like it's just
yeah,
next level. You could tell she's that next level athlete. So
yep, yep,
I was thoroughly
absolutely.
impressed. Um, but yeah, Angel Reese, man, shout out to Angel Reese. I hope she does well in the WNBA.
Yeah,
Um,
she declared she's going pro. So
yeah, I just wanted to stop with the like. You don't have to do all the extra shit. I know it probably made her a lot of money. Coming from last year. Doing
mhm,
all that stuff and more power to her. But I just want to see
yeah,
more hooping. Like work on your game. I want to see more hooping, man. Less of the extra shit.
yeah, I think. And so again, like I said, we have an opportunity here to have like um Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, their rivalry that's what put the NBA on the rocket ship that it is today.
Hmm.
And we have an opportunity with Angel and with Caitlin to do that. I said that last week.
Hmm.
I no longer think that opportunity exists. Because Angel is not anywhere. She's not in Caitlin's league as a player in terms of the impact that she will have on a team.
Right.
She's not going to elevate a pro team the way that Caitlin will, right?
No.
Like if Indiana drafts her, Indiana probably wins the championship, right? Like it's just
Hmm.
because of the
Right.
way the league is built currently, right? So Angel's not going to be able to hold up her end of the bargain in terms of bringing those eyeballs. And it already seems that Angel has already figured out how she's going to bring eyeballs. And it's not through on the court. It's not through basketball,
Hmm.
right? It's through being a diva, being a sex symbol. Like all of this like I won't be surprised if she gets an OnlyFans or already has an OnlyFans. Like that would not surprise me at all. A lot of WNBA players like Liz Cambridge went that route. Like she
Yeah.
was selling her dirty draws on the internet,
She
and
like 6'9" on OnlyFans.
and people was buying them. Like I don't know what kind of fetish that is. That
She said she made
you,
way more money on OnlyFans than in the WNBA. So, more power to her too.
it's a lot of addicts out there.
I
So,
mean, but
but
that's irregular. I mean, that's something curious. That's something to pay for. If I see a 6'10" woman, I'm like, damn, like I ain't never seen no 6'10" woman in person. So I want to see what this look like naked or like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it could have been a lot of curious subscriptions, I suppose.
yeah, like that's
But
different. That's new to
I
me.
don't want your dirty draws though. Like,
Nah,
no,
nah, nah.
man.
That's excessive. I don't.
No, I don't I don't even want my dirty draws around. Like, why would I want yours? Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. But
hey, it's
there's some weirdos out here though. Like,
I mean, I don't want to kink shame anybody, but you
kink
are
shaming.
weird.
That's a new
Listen,
one. Kink
it's
shaming.
kink. That's the people that got accused of kink shaming. So I don't
That's
know,
crazy.
but I am gonna kink shame you. Weird. If you buying other
Yeah.
people's dirty underwear,
Yeah. You're a weirdo.
you need therapy. Like that is an abnormality that is beyond safe. Like you need professional help.
Yeah,
And
you
I don't want
definitely
you near my children. Like just so if you buy dirty underwear, let me know so that my children will never be anywhere near you.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Anyway,
Yeah.
getting back to Angel. So she went pro. I don't think she's gonna be able to hold up her end of the bargain in terms of elevating the league,
Right.
but I think that she's already figured out that she is who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And if Kim Mulkey can't get through to her, nobody can.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree, man. I'm curious to see where she goes in the draft, whether that's top 5 or whatever. But
Mhm.
like you said, I don't see the long-term rivalry thing with them because it's I don't think that'll be competitive from a one-on-one standpoint. Like maybe team success, you know what I mean? But maybe she ends up on the
Mhm.
team where they could battle it out, but one-on-one success, like numbers wise, it's not gonna
Yep.
equate to that. So
Yep.
but
Let
yeah,
me ask you something else. So the big 3 contract that Caitlyn got, I think it was what, $5 million to
mhm.
play the big 3. I haven't researched it. I don't know if that would make her ineligible for WNBA or not.
I don't
I
think it
haven't looked
would.
into it,
I don't think it
but
would. But they
I
offered
thought it was like a multi-year contract, but apparently it's
no, it
for
was
like
like
10
13
games.
game. Yeah,
Like,
something like that.
damn,
Yeah. Yeah. And
man, that's
I don't know if you heard Lil Durk offered her 10, I guess, to do something along the lines of the big 3. I don't know if it's the same league or to play on his
damn.
team or something. I don't know what it was. Maybe he coaches a team in the big 3,
Wow.
but yeah, he offered 10. So I was like, damn.
I ain't heard that, but how do you not take that money?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because
For
it's not like
10,
this. It's
10
not
to
like the
13
big
games.
3. It's not like the big 3 is like a black market team when they're doing something illegal or something.
Right.
Like it's just another,
And it's half
pro
court.
basketball league.
It's half
Yeah,
court. You gonna pay me all that money for a half court game? I don't even have to run up and down the court. I
right.
could just get out here and shoot the basketball for 10 games or whatever, how many games it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I would
that's
have a hard time turning that down.
because that's more money than she will earn in her entire WNBA career. She will go her entire WNBA career and probably not earn 5 million total, just based on what the salaries look like now.
But I think that's
So
about to change too as well, though. They gonna get the new TV deal and all that, and all
it'll
these new stars are coming in.
they will have to get a new TV deal in order for that to happen. Um, yeah, a lot of like, and this is something we need to have a different show about, but the WNBA financially is basically
Mhm.
in corporate America, we call them a cost center, right? You have profit centers, you have cost centers. Profit centers are the part of the companies that make more money than they spend. Most of your corporation are cost centers. They
Mhm.
spend more money than they bring in. WNBA has never been profitable in its history, never even been close to being profitable. And their commissioner reports to Adam Silver from an org chart perspective.
And that's
So
crazy.
organizationally, they're not a separate league. They're
It's a
just
dependent league.
yeah, they're just they're one of many departments in the organization called the NBA.
Mhm.
So the only reason why they've had a bump in salary recently is because they got the Sweetheart Media deal with ESPN. Now, will Caitlyn allow them to multiply that? I think the possibility is high, at least initially.
Right.
Um, we'll see whether there is a staying effect, whether she will have a staying effect on the league as a whole, or I mean, we never thought that the big three would offer her this kind of money, right?
Right.
No one 3 months ago thought that that was even a possibility.
Right. Or
So
for a
if this
female just to play in that league at all. Like,
Yeah. So if this is a possibility, what other opportunities exist? Because if they're offering her 5, well, that means she's worth a whole lot more than
exactly.
5, at least to them,
Exactly. And I brought that
right?
point up originally. Like, if they're offering that, then she could make more than that.
Right. You know, she may be able to ask 10, or if Dirk is offering her 10, she might be able to ask 12 or 15,
Yeah.
and they would pay it, right?
Yeah.
So if she's worth that much to that league, you can make an argument that, you know, she will be worth that much to the WNBA. Now, the problem
Yep.
is, here's the problem. We already know that first of all, the WNBA has already shown itself to be crabs in a bucket when it comes to their successful talent. Um, they have already done a lot of burying to Caitlin way before all this stuff happened.
Hmm.
And if there's a big contract that goes out to her, there will be an upheaval for everyone to want to raise all of the salaries. So now all of a sudden you got a problem on your hands because you still aren't making money as a league, right?
Right.
I know that recently there is the NBA sold some of its ownership of the league to like a private ownership group
Hmm.
that had like Condoleezza Rice and a whole bunch of other people. And apparently the valuation was like $1 billion, some ridiculous number. Um, and so, you know, they're like the fourth, fifth year into that deal. So they're hoping and banking on Caitlin being able to provide a bump. But I mean, if the league is spending 80 million and only earning
Right.
70 million. I mean, and most of that money is from the media deal because they can't sell tickets and they can't
Right.
sell merch. Well,
I
at least
think
in Indiana, they'll be able to sell tickets now,
that's
right?
what I was saying. I was just about to say that. Like, I think in Indiana, I think they're going to be okay. I think she's going to bring in higher viewership for those type of games and higher ticket
Mhm.
sales for those type of games. But what about all the other teams? Like, I don't think anybody else is going to watch any other game other than Indiana Fever games.
Well, it'll be like they used to talk about when Kobe would come to Atlanta, right? Like there will be a special that Hawks would sell special packages
Hmm.
with just the Lakers games in them to because they know people want to come see Kobe. So it's like, okay, we know you're coming to see this game. Come see these other 3 games. Let's package them together. Like you
Yeah.
went to a Hawks game to see Ja, right? So I mean, when she's playing in those cities, those games will sell well.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's something that's going to translate. I don't think it's something that's going to lift all the high tide isn't going to raise all of the boats. Like with Larry and with Magic, that brought a lot of eyeballs into basketball that had never watched basketball before.
Right.
But Larry and Magic were not you it was not obvious that it was not indisputed that they were the 2 best players in the game, right? There
Right.
were a lot of great players of equal level as them, right? So people started to watch because they were interested in these 2 people, and then they
Hmm.
stayed because they liked the product and they like these other players that are also
Right.
just as good, right?
So you get more familiar with the players as you know tune into
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, so you're paying more attention to the sport and you get because of these 2 people because you saw them on a Converse commercial, but now you're into the game because you
Right.
like the game, right? Um, I don't think Caitlin's gonna have that same effect because she's already so much better,
Yeah.
and she's gonna be the best player in the league when she comes into it, right?
Hmm.
So I don't think it's gonna have the same effect for all teams, but ESPN definitely is ready to back up the Brinks truck for a new media deal.
Hmm. For sure.
Depending
No, that's
on
coming.
how much. Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna take the gamble because and first of all, they're politically motivated to do it too, right? Like there is there is such a strong push. The feminist agenda is so strong in media right now, and especially WNBA and especially ESPN. They have been trying so hard, they've been breaking their backs trying to get more people to watch women's basketball. And Caitlin Clark is like
A
the ultimate,
godsend.
the ultimate wet dream, right? Like just the ultimate, like, yes, can't believe this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We
Caitlin,
shall see.
man. Caitlin just different, man. And I be seeing a lot of hate on the internet. I'm like, yo, how could the thing I've been seeing the most is like, I'm not understanding why she's the only one that's getting this publicity like this. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're not
We're
watching the
watching
games.
probably right. We're watching probably the best women's college basketball player to ever play the game. Like she's doing things that we haven't seen before. Yes, there have been great women players in the past. Shamika Holdsclaw, Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker. I mean, I can name a million of them. Like, but nobody's shooting from Steph Curry range. Like she's playing today's men's basketball and women's basketball.
Yep.
Like that's the difference. Like we've never seen somebody pulling up like that in the women's game. We just haven't. So I just find it crazy that people saying I don't know why she's the only one getting this type of publicity. I'm like, are you watching the game? You can't be watching the game.
No way. There's no way.
You gotta watch.
You're watching.
You gotta tune in, man. Like I don't know what else to tell y'all. Like she doing what she doing. She had Haley Van Lith on the fucking grill.
Right.
Caitlin was out there cooked.
Yeah.
I got some steaks on the grill. I trying to throw something on.
Man, she cooked her all the way to the transfer portal.
I mean, yeah, like oh my god, like cooked her ass to the bone. Like yeah, you done. I don't want to see you no more.
Now that intrigues me because she's leaving. What did it say? What team she's going to? Did they announce that?
They don't announce that until they actually sign with the team.
Because for me, it's like okay.
She's KD. You should not like her too. I don't know how you feel about KD. She's KD. She left Louisville.
Yes, for sure.
She was the star on Louisville. Baller. Right. She was a beast. You know, they lost to Caitlin Clark last year in the tournament. So she was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go ring chase and go play with the champions.
Yep.
Now you go there, you lose to Caitlin Clark again. Like
and getting your shit pushed in while she's doing it. So yeah. That's my favorite thing, like getting your shit put. I love saying that. That's such a great term. It's training day, man. That was to me, that was the quote for training day. It wasn't all the other shit.
I had my shit pushed in, bro.
And like it took me until the next day, like after I watched the movie, like what? Oh, okay, all right. I get it. Like I got the literal meaning when he said it, but afterwards I was like, okay, there's a okay, got it. There's a okay. Anyway,
but she definitely got her shit pushed in though.
My thing is like, look, Caitlin and Angel are gonna be in the league, so like the team is wide open for you to kind of take over and and be the man.
No, that's Flau'jae show though. That's gonna be Flau'jae show.
Well, maybe she realized that, and now she's gonna, go.
Don't bring that shit to UConn. Please don't pick UConn. I don't want you. I don't want that stank. I don't want that stank on my team. Please don't come over.
Here's the thing: like if she's ring chasing, I mean, South Carolina is the obvious choice if she's ring chasing.
But will South Carolina be the same next year? Is the question though. We know UConn got a consistency thing. Like all them players coming back.
Well, I think that's the thing is if South Carolina has a mass exodus, that makes it even more palatable for her to go there, right?
So, right.
But I mean, also coaching goes into that. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. What'd you say?
I said, can you do that? Like, can you go back to the team you left? Can she go back to Louisville?
I don't know, dude. I don't understand any of these new rules.
Yeah, I'm curious to know if like you can go back to your old team. How does that work?
I don't know, but we'll see.
But yeah, man. So moving forward, you know who I'm rocking with? Caitlin Clark. I love you, but this is nothing personal. This is just business. Paige Beckers and them Huskies, man. We coming from championship number 12. It just is what it is. 13, whatever, however many we want. I don't even know at this point, but we coming for that chip. I do think it'll be a slugfest. I would like to see Paige be aggressive. I know sometimes Paige is very, very team oriented. That's the difference between Caitlin. Caitlin Clark gonna get her shots up. There's nothing for her to shoot 25 plus shots in a game. Paige Beckers is very, very efficient and very, very selective with her shots. So I just want to see her kind of step up the aggressiveness offensively and don't pass as much as she normally does. And I think we're going to win this game. I like Gino's game planning. You know, he got the ball out of Juju's hands. He blitzed her a few times. He's not going to let Caitlin Clark just get free looks. You know what I mean? She's gonna shoot some tough shots in this game for sure. Like he's gonna make her shoot some tough shots. And I just trust Gino. I trust Gino in this situation to get us the win. Like I said, Paige Beckers. Paige gonna give us 25 plus, and I got us going to the championship.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, first of all, I'm not going to try to give somebody like Gino Auriemma advice on how to coach a basketball game, right?
Right.
I think he knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah. Understatement.
He's got a few years experience.
Right. Resume it's cool.
It's good.
Nothing too crazy.
He started coaching before either of us were born, I think. I don't know, but
close to you.
The thing is, when it's somebody like Caitlin Clark, I think you kind of do like an Olay, right? Like she gonna get hers regardless. We're just gonna shut the rest of the team down.
Can't let her have 12 assists at the same time.
Yeah, she can't. She can't be finding the back door when you doubling her on the perimeter. She finds the back door. Like can't have that.
She can't yoke at you.
Yeah, no, you can't let her do that. She want to shoot threes from the logo all game. That's fine. Just gotta limit the possessions and, like you said, make her work for it.
Yep.
Make her work defensively. Like take some of those legs away on the defensive end. Make her run around 50 screens. Right.
That's big.
So we'll kind of see like that back and forth. I still think UConn goes over there. I just, Iowa, I just don't think they have enough firepower. I don't think that Caitlin's will to win is stronger than Gino's. I think they're very close.
Who's is though? Like Gino is just a different breed, man. Like, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so I'm taking UConn, and I don't even know we need to discuss the other side of the bracket. Like,
South Carolina gonna smoke them.
Yeah,
but another thing I like about Paige will guard the best player on the floor. Like it's rare you see the stars guard the best player on the floor. Paige want that challenge. Like you saw how she guarded Juju in the Elite Eight.
Yeah,
Paige is gonna be on. I guarantee you, probably not the whole game, but there will be big possessions where Paige is guarding Caitlin. I can guarantee you that, and she defends very well. Another thing I like about her game. So
yeah,
you can make the argument Paige game is more well-rounded. You can make that argument. But South Carolina is definitely beating NC State. There's no reason to even go through. I think double digits easy. And the next game, South Carolina versus UConn. Who you got in that one?
I'm gonna take the defending champs. I think Dawn finds a way to win.
Champs is LSU. LSU the champ. You think about the year before. You think about the other year.
I had Dawn in my mind winning the AP Coach of the Year 2 times for the second time. That's I got that misconstrued in my head.
All good.
So I think Dawn finds a way to win that game. I think that it's gonna be, again, I think it's gonna be an instant classic. But I just think that South Carolina is just a little bit too strong, and they're gonna go over in the game. So that's what I have. But again, it's not. It'll probably be double overtime.
I mean, you can't argue with somebody picking a team that has not lost a game at all. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna argue against you, but I will say we've come too far for me to turn my back.
Yeah.
So, having said that, Connecticut is the basketball capital of the world, and they will get it done.
It's a good take.
No doubt in my mind, man. I don't have a doubt in my mind. We saw South Carolina lose last year to Iowa, and I'm not saying that's indicative of what's going to happen. against UConn. You know, it's two completely different teams, matchups, players. I get it. And we have a lot of injury. I don't think people are understand. Like, we have a lot of people that are gone for season end injuries. So, but man, even having said that, I just believe in Paige Beckers, man. I believe in Paige. What Deion used to say, I believe in Eli. I believe in Paige, man. Like, it's just what it is. I just got this feeling, and she's due. She's coming off that injury from last year, not playing the whole year. She's motivated. You know, the only player in women's college history to win Player of the Year as a freshman a couple years ago. I just believe in Paige, man. I think we get it done. Very close game, though. Very, very close game. I think we edge it out by like 3 or 4 at the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my pick for both sides, man. UConn women, UConn men, both bringing it home. No surprise for me. I'm Fly Free CT. CT is in my name. Hey. what more can I say like Hove, man?
Indeed.
I mean,
oh yeah.
But yeah, that's but man, these games are gonna be amazing, man. Like,
oh yeah.
I can't wait to watch this weekend. I'm off, like I said, so I'm locked in. I'm binge watching nothing but basketball. Like, I'll even watch I probably got something to do tomorrow before the UConn game, but if I can catch a little bit of the NC State and in South Carolina game tomorrow, I will, but I think I'll be busy until about 8:30. So
yeah, okay.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for that.
All right.
So yeah, like everybody, man, Fly Free Sports. Another week, another abbreviated show, man. We knocking them out the fucking park. Ben with me as always. Appreciate you being here, Ben, as always, man.
No problem, man.
Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. You know, stay locked in. I'm gonna be doing some more content, more Fly Free Speaks. I put one out yesterday. Got more MMA content coming up. Thomas will be back with me previewing UFC 300. That's coming on next week, next Saturday. So got that coming up. A lot of good things coming up for the channel, man. Fly Free Sports. Keep it locked with me, and we out.